Hello, everyone. Do you feel it? You can feel the energy and the vibe of this book and the most beautiful cover. I love it. And you've got equally the most beautiful author behind this book, which is the wonderful Carly Church. But guess what week it is? There's Mother's Day happening for a lot of us this week. And what better time to have a conversation about motherhood with a motherhood expert and the founder of We Got You Mama, the wonderful Carly Church. So come and join me, Carly.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
We are here. We are here. I love it.
We're doing the thing.
We've been talking about this week for the past few months. We've been living in this week for the past few months. So when it's here, we're like, woohoo, and we are vibing it. We're currently on a #1 campaign on Amazon. So go and grab your Kindle copy. We are so close in the Amazon.com, in the parenting.
In the parenting category, you guys. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's really exciting.
Carly, congratulations on what is an epic book. I have loved spending time in this book. I really and truly have. And it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's colorful, it's vibrant, it's expert packed, all of the things. It's concise, delivered just beautifully for readers. So can you share with us your why behind this book, please?
Yeah. So it all started with my postpartum struggles and how alone I felt in them, and the need for friendship, the need for a village. When you birth a baby, unfortunately, they don't come with a whole village attached to them. Wouldn't that be nice? And there is such a gap in our system that we don't find the support we need, especially if, postpartum struggles, postpartum mental illness attacks us. And so after I had my 3 kids and I built in-person communities and villages through my last company, I realized that this is a massive problem that needs to be attacked globally. Because when you're in that space of postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, postpartum OCD, what have you, you may not want to get out of the house and go into a group of moms and connect. You might not even feel capable of doing that. But if you can access an online resource, get together with a group of moms online, to then get inspired to go out into the world and meet just a few moms that can resonate with you. And that just is really what my goal is to help mothers not feel alone in doing the most important work in the world.
It is the most important work in the world. Like, we are nurturing the future generation into fruition, and we need to take care of ourselves and each other. It's just so vitally important, and to show up and to do this out of service and to have from your own experiences, then people just understand that they're not alone and there's no shame in it, and you feel as if you've permission to share your own experiences without having the mom guilt. Like, let's talk about mom guilt. How cruel is that? Not only do we do everything for our kids and love them with all of our hearts, and then we feel mom guilt. Like, what's this, Carly?
Yeah, it's brutal, right? Not only is the mental load really like taking on 3 full-time jobs, right, within what we actually hold on to in our brains, but I think what's cool is this book offers a lot of permission and validation, right? Even my phone alarm agrees.
Lord, it's going to be a hotline.
It's alerting for me from when we were supposed to meet. And I think that is something that moms need. So whether you had your kid 40 years ago or whether you're going through the early stages of motherhood, what I have found in, the first 100 people reading this book is that they found a place where they could feel validated, where they could heal from things that they went through. They got to kind of revisit what they went through in early motherhood, and understand that they weren't broken, that they weren't, crazy, that they just weren't supported, right? Yes. That they were never asked if they were okay, and they never felt like they could admit if they're okay. And there's even scripts in here about like what to say to your provider if you don't feel well and you don't know what to say, you know, to get answers and to get referrals, what to say to your partner, to your village, to get more support, the kind of support that is actually supportive, right? And helpful. We've all had those friends over that are just not so helpful.
And they mean well. They mean well, but if you went through it and you understand it, then but to have like this is such a gift to ourselves and a resource to have on our shelf. But also, like if you see somebody you love struggling, gift them this book, because they can then go and have a quiet moment and read it, because your capacity is at a limit whenever you're feeling overwhelmed with life or anxious about things or just not yourself, and it would just take that one thing to be a catalyst to turn the dial on that just a little bit and take a step towards coming out of that. And it's so hard for loved ones to watch someone that and they don't fully understand it, but it's because the mom doesn't fully understand it themselves, and they feel bad within themselves, and then are also pouring onto themselves because they don't want to feel like this. You want to feel all the love, you want to feel all the good things that you're supposed to feel when you become a mom, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's all the things, I wrote this book based on all the things I wish I would have known, all the things I wish someone would have told me before entering into it, like the real stuff, not the real stuff about vaginas and boobs and nipples and the mental state and what that means and what your hormones will be doing and what that means, right? So I found that, I get to share stories about my experience, but also attach, real expert in science and pair it with inspiration and empowerment. And I think that combination is really important, but also to like make it digestible. So you're not like, 500 pages in. No one's
it's funny.
That, right?
You're so
I had to cut it back so many times, right, Karen? You're like, too long.
Your personality shines through in it as well, Carly. Like, as much as we're talking about fun things or things that might make us blush and things like that, or things that we may not talk about generally, yes, with our girlfriends maybe, but not with, and so to be able to have it's so refreshing to give a voice to these things and to be able to talk about it just in a lighthearted way, but with impact, with connection, and with all of those things that are important in those moments whenever we don't understand, or it's just like, why did nobody tell me this? Well, maybe because you might not have went through it if you thought about it logically. But like, I went on to have 6 children, and I remember on this, whenever, and I've never told anybody this, but whenever I got pregnant with my 6th child, like I hadn't planned 6, but 6 is my number. I'm the eldest of 6. I understand now I had to have 6, but whenever I got pregnant with 6, I had a huge fear of giving birth. Now, I had given birth naturally to 5 children, never had a stitch or nothing. And it was miraculous. I was born to have kids. But whenever I was pregnant for the 6th time, whatever it was, I had a fear. And every time I went to the midwife or the doctor, they were like, "Oh, you don't even need to come here. You've had 5 kids. You can just do this on your own, Karen. You could go into a field and you'll be fine." And I was like, people just don't understand. Like, I had this fear and anxiety about giving birth again. I think maybe I maybe thought I had pushed my luck having 5 very healthy births or something, but I had this innate fear. And it's like, where did this come from? Logically, it doesn't make sense, but that doesn't take away the fact that I felt like that and that I had a huge fear of giving birth. Like, I was near begging them to give me a C-section because like, where does that come from? So as much as it felt irrational and probably would be perceived to be irrational, it wasn't irrational. And I breathed my way and guided my way through it and took care of myself, because luckily I was doing work in that kind of space, and I understand the importance of that, and understanding that maybe somebody might not understand but just to to acknowledge it, that it is a thing and it's okay, and everything will be okay. And of course everything was okay. but in that moment it wasn't.
Right. And to not be heard
Mm.
can have a huge impact on not just a pregnancy, not just on stress and cortisol levels, but like on your life. Because
Mhm.
when you go back to the doctor, the person that's been disregarded, you may not fess up to anything else that might be going on because you think, I will just be disregarded. I won't be heard. Why should I mention this? Last time, this is what happened. And what's so sad is when that's the case, when you're not heard, when you're not, asked questions, when you're told you'll be fine, we go out into the world not fine, right?
Mhm.
And you luckily, yes, you said you had some tools and stuff to be able to push through that, but many don't, right? And
Mhm.
unfortunately, that's what is causing lives. A story that I tell in my book is about, a postpartum suicide. The woman went
Yeah.
to her doctor multiple times, just basically pleading for help. And at the
Yeah.
end of the day, he's like, go on birth control. You're not meant to do this. Well, I
See,
mean,
that
hello,
when I read that, like, it's just,
what?
it breaks your heart, and
It
then
breaks
that
your
can't be
heart.
undone, you
No,
know?
and so what she was already at her wit's end,
Yes.
and then you send that person out into the world, what do you what do you think might happen? You know what I mean? We're not thinking about these next steps, of what could happen, of sending these women back out into the world when they're saying they're not okay.
Yeah.
And she did. She killed herself shortly after and left, a loving husband who tried everything but wasn't ever informed of, postpartum depression. And now it's just him and his baby girl. And
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be that way. It could
Yeah, it
simply
didn't
just
need to
be
be.
a
Yeah.
doctor or a nurse being like, let's figure this out together
Yeah.
and really give that mother hope and work with them in finding an answer because there's
Mhm.
answers. It is all curable. It is
Yeah.
all curable. The worst cases in postpartum psychosis, they are curable. And
Mhm.
we need to just get rid of this stigma and this shame around it because silence really is, it's
Yeah.
costing lives. And the numbers are so high right now, the postpartum
Yeah.
suicide rate. Not to bring this into like a downer, but it's like,
Important.
I just want to shake
Yes. It's like
providers.
wake up world if you think and see that a mom, like, and moms mask it really well as well,
Mhm.
Carly. We mask things really well. And if you have a feeling or something that you think, that just ask someone, are they okay?
Yeah,
How are they going? Do they need any support? Is that you can do for them? That there's things that you could just to reach out and to see if there's anything, that you can do. And that could save a life.
it could save a life. And just
Mhm.
I say forceful help because sometimes you're
Yes.
like, I don't know what I need. I'm such a mess. I'm just trying to survive, right? So sometimes I say drop off a bag of groceries or say I'm coming by at this time,
Mhm.
or this time you pick one, but I'm coming by and I'm
Take
going to take
initiative.
care of the baby
Mhm.
and you're going to nap, shower, do whatever you need to do for 2
Mhm.
hours. And if the baby ends up napping too, I'll fold laundry, but not giving people a choice because we're so good at being,
Yeah.
oh, I'm fine. Oh, I got this. It will be fine. It's happened to me
Yes.
2 weeks ago when I thought my friend who lives around family and I thought she had a lot of support, like even within her own neighborhood. I'm like, oh,
Mm.
she's got a great village.
Yeah.
She's set. And I really asked her, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "No, my mom's out
Mm.
of town. I haven't reached out to anybody. I'm just been sobbing. I'm such a mess." And so I get on a text chain with the church group. I'm like, "We need to send in reinforcements and you can't take
Mhm.
no for an answer," because she said, "Yes, people have reached out, but I've turned everyone down." And I'm like, "We need to normalize asking for help. We just need to
Mhm.
normalize it. Just
There's no
normalize
shame
asking
in it
for help."
whatsoever. If anything, people
No.
would love to
We
help,
love
and you
it. We
gotta
want
let them.
to. And
Let
she said
them.
that too. She was like, "I love helping. I love serving other women. I love
Yes.
supporting. I would do it. I don't know why I have such a hard time asking for it." But we all do for some reason, but we get to normalize asking for it. And so we just kind of implemented like a, you know, bu weekly, half day check-in, on her where, someone came and they helped and they took the baby and she got to like, do anything she needed to do for a few hours, which is like,
And that's
we
one
don't,
story. And
yeah,
that has made, like, that shines a light, it shines hope, it actually shows it in motion so that she knows if ever she needs it again, it's there. You know what I mean? And it's amazing what 1 hour, 2 hours sleep does.
I know.
It's
Or just like, to not worry for 2 seconds, right? Not yeah, I had, like, postpartum OCD. I was always, baby came to the bathroom in the shower with me, you know what I mean? Like, it was like they were always, "Are you breathing? Are you
yes.
there? Are you good? Are you" I was a little, I'm sure I was very, very overwhelming.
You're switched on, you're tuned in to your kids
Yeah,
24 hours. Like I've
yeah.
been a mom for 30 years this year, and I've always you're always there
You
thinking,
are.
are they all right
Mhm.
or whatever? You know what I mean? Like it's that you're
Yeah.
always switched on, even at nighttime. Like you just hear you're ready. It's the one thing you hear is the child waking. You
It's
know,
true.
it's
All
yeah.
of a sudden, you have, like, bionic hearing.
Bionic hearing. I love that. Yes, that
And
is so true.
smell. You could smell a dirty diaper, like, anywhere, and I'm like, "I don't know where that came from. I could smell
It's
poop from a mile away now."
Oh,
Gross.
and
So
that's
gross.
the thing. There is so much joy in motherhood, and like Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday, which is wonderful, and that's why we're so delighted to have this book out there circulating in the world. It's such a gift to mums everywhere, and it's beautiful cover.
Mhm.
Love it. Love the whole colors and the flowers and all of the things. And it is that it's a village for people who maybe at 3 a.m. or up, whatever. Carly, how do people get to be part of your village and what you've created? If they are, maybe feeling alone or whatever, just want to be part of something that's fun and connected and supportive.
Yeah. So with the book launch, we are also launching a whole membership, like a whole village. It's going to start out like costing next to nothing because really we just want to connect. It'll pay to like, I don't know, pay the Zoom bill, right?
Yeah.
But we're going to create mom circles. And so what's going to happen is we're going to bring in all these experts. And what I have found in doing this a long time and attending a lot of different mom events and summits and whatnot, women just want to talk and they want their questions answered. And so
Yeah.
basically these mom circles are all going to be, different topics. You get to come in, you just get to ask questions, right? So whether it's like a OB on the call or it's, like my ADHD coach who's like so brilliant. We are going to have all these different experts on and you get to come in and you have access to them and we get to have a whole like, ask party. I'm calling them like you get to have an ask party. Like what do you need? What do you need support in? And let's solve problems in an
Yeah.
hour. And so that's
More
going to
the
be
merrier. And that's just so powerful. And then that will be evergreen, probably able to be accessed and things like that for
100%.
people
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah,
What a
so it's gonna be a
resource.
lot of fun. So
Amazing.
yeah, go to our website and just sign into our village so you can, get our newsletters and get our up-to-date events, whether they're online, in person. We started doing in-person stuff here and there. And my goal is really to be like that contractor for your village and help you know how to build it yourself as well so that you have in-person support. You can find online support, right? I often direct to multiple other villages if you have children with disabilities. Like I have a village that I resource that they can access, right? So that you just whatever stage you're in, you don't feel alone.
Yeah, and give someone the gift of helping, because a lot of people want to give back. Like, any support that I got whenever I was, a new mom, or whatever, you want to give that back whenever the opportunity to come. So allow people to do that. And just remember, you grew a human being in your body for, well, supposedly 9 months. Mine was always 9.5. Or you may have had a preemie. Like there's lots of different scenarios. Everything is individual. Everyone is individual. So there's individual ways of connecting and all of those types of things. But when mums come together, something magical happens, doesn't it,
Always,
Carly?
always, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's so important. It's so important for us to come together, and especially now more than ever. It's like the age of AI, and you're like, what's real, what's not, and you're having a, codependent relationship with your, AI bot, and it's great.
I haven't
It's
gone there
great.
yet, but I do get it. I understand because it's there. It's instant. You're
It's
able to.
there and it's right away.
Yeah.
But there's been, I mean, there's scientific proof that, mom's night out, girls night out, women connecting with each other on at least a monthly basis, so many positive chemicals flood your brain. Like, and they're actually doing research on this kind of stuff, like of what happens when communities of women get together. Like, it is beneficial for our health, for our mental health. And I think anyone that is listening to this who remembers the last girls' night they had are like, oh, well, yeah, 100%. You
Yeah.
come back and you're like, that was awesome. I need to do that more often. And we wait so long, right? So I just
Yes.
inspire you to do it more often. One person, two people, whatever it is, get out and
Even
do
just
it.
go to the movies, whatever it is, whatever
Something.
lights you up, do it.
Yeah.
But that connection will fill your cup, will fill the cups of the other moms around you. And then you get to be the best version of yourself for your kids. So kids benefit. So don't
Yeah.
let them feel let them make you feel guilty for doing it. You're doing it for them as much as you're doing it for yourself.
And so much of this book is really about that, about like,
yes,
you get to fill your cup and you get to come first. And here are all the reasons why that is so important, about having an emotionally regulated mother who's the heart of the household. And yes, there's information in there regarding children and regarding babies, but the focus is on the mama, because she matters most. She matters most.
And there's so many amazing resources at the back and all of the things. So if you are struggling, there's resources there. If you want to fill your cup more, there's resources there. This book is for every mama. And we just want you to feel loved and supported, because we are blessed to be here doing what we do. And we want you to feel that, because it's so important. Yeah. Carly, thank you so much for our conversation. I love it. And I cannot wait to see everyone with their selfies with their books showing us the beautiful challenge. So grab your copy, and we would love to hear from you, and just reach out. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.